So the first answer was understanding epigenetics and neuroscience. And I want to show you guys a quick video. Does this video play? No, I'll show you this video. I want to show you a video of the Recode. I'll get it to Fabiana. Yeah, I'll get to it in a second. It's coming up. So I'm just opening up this brain cell video here because I want you guys all to see it. So let me show you a bit of a recode, okay? This is what's happening inside someone's brain when we work with them, okay? When I do work with them, their brain is literally recoding and rewiring, okay? This is a zoom of the neural connections, and I want you just to pause and look at this part here in the middle of this. This is a new connection taking place inside of a person's brain. Okay, I'll show you it again. So look at, as we're recoding, this is what's going to happen to you today. You're going to create new connections. Look at this here. Look at this. These new connections are actually real connections. Your brain changes. It's proven through science that your brain can change and recode. So anything that's been in your way can be let go of. It can just be let go of, and we can step into something new. Right on, Barbara, firing and rewiring. The Hibbs rule. The Hibbs rule says that nerve cells that fire together will wire together. And I think Joe Dispenza, who I love, done lots of work with, made that little sentence quite famous. So that was really my first answer, guys. I realized, you know what, okay, so I can shift and I really can let go of my old identity. And so the second thing was going, okay, I don't want to have to spend an hour and a half in meditation every single day to try to do this. That's just too slow. I don't know about you guys, but an hour and a half every single day is way too slow for me. I don't want to go to a 7-day retreat and meditate my whole life. I want something fast. And then all of a sudden, Colette showed up. She'd been working in psychotherapy for 25 years and 10 years as a law of attraction coach. She had created a revolutionary method and showed me how to teach my brain how to recode itself in minutes. And this is what I demonstrated in front of the audience, and this is what you're going to go through today. It's based on Dr. Gary Flint's work, who had been studying and applying this in all sorts of clinical aspects at a real deep level. Her last name is Stryker. So Dr. Gary Flint pioneered this. He's retired now. And what's true is our memories form the basis of our active experience, okay? Our memories form the basis of our active experience. So if I was to ask you right now, when was the last time? So if I don't ask you anything, nothing changed just then. But if I was to say, when was the last time you rode your bicycle? You would then go into your dormant memories and you would pull forward a memory. Or not. You'd say, Chris, I don't remember the 60s that well. But you see, we have dormant memories. Now, the problem is sometimes these memories are formed before we have a verbal language. So they're pre-verbal. And parts of us can be completely shut off from our main personality. If there's too much trauma in a memory, our main personality might not know how to deal with it at 6 months old or a year old. So we just cut off from it. But that doesn't mean it's not there. And so what we find is because our memories form the basis of our active experience, someone will get up to do public speaking, for example, or someone will want to make more money. And all of a sudden they'll have an adverse reaction to making more money, which makes no sense, or working too hard. And you don't even remember where it came from. And so the problem with most modalities is we have to remember where the problem came from. Who's getting this? See, it could be so long ago that you coded something up. And so we have three different aspects of our consciousness. Okay? We have the superconscious, we have the unconscious, and we have the self-conscious. Now, a lot of you might replace unconscious with subconscious, okay? Yeah, we don't have to do any investigating research with this method, by the way. And Fabiana, it works with groups. So the superconscious is connected across time and space. It's connected through to your parents, and it's the consciousness, it's the memory that turned a sperm and an egg into a cell, into 2 cells, into 4, into 8, into a beating heart, into a human being. It's a physiological memory. So sometimes when I do the recode, people will get like their face will move or something will shift. It's because we're changing a memory that is so connected. Now, the superconscious memory is connected to your father's and mother's fears, and all the way back 7 generations, as Bert Hellinger explained in his family constellation work, 7 generations of patterning shows up in the DNA. So you could be having, I want you to get this, you could be having an active experience of a fear or a worry, and it could be because 6 generations ago, someone created a belief that is still held in your superconscious field. And this is what you're going to learn to recode today. It's so intense. But think about it. We get our looks from our grandparents and great-grandparents. It's all connected. Why wouldn't fears and stuff be passed along as well? It's not that hard to realize. Of course it's there. Of course it's there. That's why you see tendencies in families. 7 generation is proven. Who thinks this is pretty cool? Give me it's a so cool. Thanks, Daisy. I think it's really cool. So the second memory is the unconscious memory. Okay, the unconscious memory is when you were born. You're completely unconscious. Have you ever seen a baby? They have the smallest amount of neural connections. They are just watching. They are just watching and creating connections. What's safe? How do I belong in this family? How do I walk? How do I talk? How do I do things? How do I be a human? For a very long period of time, the baby doesn't even know it's separate from its mother. Think about that. At some point, it realizes, hey, I'm an individual. This is the individuation process, okay? And this is when self-consciousness starts. Now, here's what's interesting. 3 consciousnesses, 1 person, but 3 different outcomes. 3 different outcomes. The self-conscious or ego just wants to live a life based around their highest ideals. So what is a perfect life? The self-conscious has an idea that there's such a thing as a perfect life and we should be like that. That's the ego. The unconscious doesn't care for the perfect life. It cares to stay alive and survival. So those 2 compete all the time. However, the superconscious doesn't care for survival, doesn't care for quality of life or the perfect life. It's just here to experience something. The superconscious is infinite. It's just here to experience. So it doesn't mind what it experiences. So for us, when we connect to the superconscious, we just say, hey, superconscious, we're the main personality. And we would prefer to let go of scarcity and let go of that. We'd prefer to let go of these things because we'd like to experience more of this. And because the superconscious just goes, hey, I'm just here to experience, it's a willing participant. And because that aspect of you is the oldest aspect of you, it is the key to everything, okay? And so when we recode from this level, what you feel is this weird cascade of letting go flow through your body. It's very cool, and it accounts for everything. And I really can't wait to show you because we're about to do the experience, by the way. So the key is this: you created everything because you are your superconscious. You are that. You are that part of you that started the heart beating. It's not outside of you. You are that. And because you are that, It is, Ronald. It is. And because you are that, I get to show you how to connect to that and let go of resistance. So, who's excited to do this work? Who's excited to do it? I'm so excited. We're about to jump in and do the experience. For me, this is so cool. So to finish off how this all came about, I met an alchemist who explained to me actually how to create in the 3D world. How to create in the 3D world. And that was my final piece. See, I could let go of my identity, but I needed to know actually how to get things to show up in the world. And I realized that you must be in your future feeling now and let go of trying to get away from something and get towards something and just choose. He explained to me that when you create, it doesn't change how you feel. It's just like sitting down and ordering the steak or ordering the fish or ordering the pizza. There's no difference. You're just choosing. And he explained to me that you create by choosing, but it doesn't have to change you. You already feel it now. So guys, I created $5 million in 2 years, moved to paradise and married the love of my life, following these 5 steps. And this is what we're going to do right now. So before we do the recode, I want you to understand this one thing. All of that resistance has one positive benefit that you created that resistance for. Your superconscious has created all of that resistance to keep you safe from being your true self. You created that resistance to keep yourself safe from your true self, because there's only one big way to fail in life, and that is if you were to fail at being your true self. So your superconscious created all of this bullshit so you didn't go for what you truly want. It's childish. It's created that as, no, that's not what I said, Daisy. I said it protects you from going for your true self and failing. It protects you to stay in alignment with your family. All of this protection, all of this resistance is created from a child's perspective. To stay safe, to not go for things, and just to stay over here. Does this make sense, guys? You created all of this resistance. This is yours. Give me a yes if you agree that you created this resistance. Because if you didn't create it, then who did? Fabian asked, how is it protecting? Because resistance, as a definition, resistance is the opposing force to action. So it stops you acting. It keeps you here. It keeps you the same. It keeps you safe. Over here, worry, failure, ridicule, everything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to recode this. Now, how the recode works is what we do is we're living in an active experience. So right now is your active experience. Fabiana, it keeps you safe from going to be your true self and failing, which is ultimate failure. So it's trying to keep you safe, but by doing it, you're like a boat tied in at the harbor, not doing what you're supposed to do. So the key thing is this. It's like the elephant when it was a small baby got tied with a little piece of rope, and now as a big elephant, that tiny piece of rope doesn't need to hold it anymore, even though that's what it's allowing it to do. See, this was created in a childish form. All of this resistance is childish, and now it's time for us to let it go. Does this make sense, everyone? The identity is from a long time ago, and it's time to let it go. It's not you anymore. You're big now. You can handle it. So we have an active experience, and I want you to imagine the active experience is like a football field or a soccer field. When we call the resistance up, it's like those little gophers, okay? And those little gophers, you know, like the little animal, a gopher, and they come out of the dirt and they make little piles of dirt. Well, when I give a gentle and easy command to the superconscious, resistance is going to pop up. And as I give the commands to treat it, it's going to be like the gophers just run away, and the superconscious will remember in the perfect way and in the perfect order how to smooth over all the dirt and all the right holes so that there's no bumps, in just a nice gentle way, so that you can just play on the field.